I could go back in time, I would. There's definitely a way I would have spent my gold a little bit more differently in Undecember. Watch the video to find out one man's opinion and how I think you should spend your gold in Undecember. Hello, this is Idodmg and welcome back to the channel. In this Undecember video, I want to talk to you about gold. You're going to get so much gold in this game, and you're also going to be spending a lot of gold as well. In fact, I got an achievement that said I spent 750k gold. It's like, where did all that gold go? And is there ways I could have spent it differently? The answer to that is yes, and let's go ahead and find out how. While you're progressing throughout Undecember, there's going to be different stages that I'm going to talk about where I think you should be spending your gold and how you should be spending your gold. When you very first start and you're in Act 1 and eventually Act 2, you're going to want to spend your gold on leveling up those skill runes. That should be a really obvious choice, as that is what's going to increase your power the absolute most at the very beginning of the game. I do want to add a little bit of a disclaimer though. When you're leveling up your skill runes, I wouldn't just willy-nilly it, as it does not only cost gold, it also costs these different elements. Make sure you're matching the color of the element to the skill that you're trying to level up. My point here is, if you find a skill that you absolutely love and you really are having a fun time with, and you think it might be part of your build and it might be a primary skill you use, do invest into it heavily. However, if you're just trying out a skill and you're just testing it out, maybe you don't want to invest super heavily into it. And don't forget, you can always transfer over the level onto other skills to try out different abilities. And that is done at the alchemy desk here. I just don't want you to think that you should be, leveling up every single skill ability that you're trying out and coming across. Otherwise, you're going to have levels spread out through all different these types of runes. And you really want to try to focus, at least early on, really try to focus on a few skills that you really want to level up. But if you have a level that you've invested heavily and you find a new skill that you would rather try out, just come into here and you can transfer the level from the one that is high level over to the skill that you're wanting to try out. And then you can do that. And if you don't like it, you can always just, transfer it back to the skill that you did like before. After that, once you go and you've gone through a few of the acts, you realize that each new act, there are new skill runes available at the vendor in the town of that act. I definitely recommend, you can see I'm broke right now. This is what I mean by you're going to spend all your gold. I'm a living example of that. But I definitely would recommend picking some skills and trying out different skills and really kind of finding what you like to play and what you just find fun in general. I definitely think that's a good investment. Now, when you've used a skill and you decide, oh, I don't like it, but I just spent 5k gold, don't worry, there's uses for it that we will talk about later in the video. There's many other uses for gold in Undecember, such as buying potions, crafting, really anything. I mean, you're going to be getting a lot of gold and you're going to be spending a lot of it as well. Another way that you're going to be spending gold is once you've joined a guild, or maybe you've created your own guild, you're going to want to make sure you do your daily donations. I guess you can't join a guild until you're level 20 and in Act 2, it seems. I didn't see the guild manager there in Act 1. So let's head over here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You're going to go to the guild manager. I've been broke lately because I've been making some poor decisions that I'm excited to talk to you about today. And that's why I'm so low on gold, and I don't think I've donated yet today. I need to do that still. Oh no, I've donated 32k. So that's what you do. You come over to the guild manager, you donate gold, and you want to donate as much as you can every single day. It helps level up your guild. You get contribution points, you get guild seals, as well as guild coins. I want to talk about all of those so you can know what the benefits of this really are. First of all, those guild seals are used so that your guild can level up and activate buffs for the guild. Keep in mind, these buffs do only last for 6 hours, and that's why we are currently in the process of planning a guild activity for the DMGCREW. We're going to be hopefully leveling this up to level 3 and popping this one of these evenings and just do a 6-hour long guild grind session and get some big loots. That's the plan anyway. So that is guild seals. You can also get your guild coins and that guild XP. The guild XP, levels up your guild. You can see we're level 3, and you also unlock more slots for the guild, as well as unlocking more options for your guild store. Let's go ahead and jump there next. We're going to go back to that guild manager and visit guild base. Once you're inside here, you can look around. There's not too much to explore. I don't know if you unlock more later on or not, but as for now, there is the guild shop. And as you level up the guild, you can see you get more unlocks. Guild level 5. And your grade as well. I think you level up your grade by donating. Not entirely sure on that. If anyone knows the answer to that, let us know down in the comments. But this is where you spend those guild coins that I was talking about, is over here at the guild shop. And there's quite some useful things in here that you do want to buy. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pick up this. Tomorrow, I'll be able to get another one if I can get another 500 guild tokens. But that's that. That's another way that I think you should be spending your gold, is donating to your guild. So let's recap real quick. In my opinion, how do I think you should be spending your gold early on? Leveling up your ability runes, trying out new abilities and see what you find fun, and find some abilities that you do want to level up and invest more into. And maybe they'll even shape and mold your build for you. And the other way that I think you should be spending gold early on is once you hit level 20 and you're far enough into the story, that you join a guild, or maybe you make your own guild, and making those guild donations that we just talked about. So now that you've been doing all three of these things and hopefully have a little bit of gold left over, I definitely don't hold back on gold. There's, you're going to spend all your gold eventually, and you can always earn more just by playing the game. But with your extra gold that you do happen to have, you have a couple choices here. Let me tell you what I did. I went ahead and I was buying 3 skill runes every 10 minutes. I was buying 3 skill runes. I would come in here, and I don't have gold to show you right now because I'm broke. But if you buy 3 skill runes from the vendor, you can come over to the alchemy desk, and you can actually synthesize 3 of them to create one random common skill. Why would you do that? Well, there are skill runes in the game that you can only get from this method. I'll have a link down in the description below of how you can filter through all of that. And I'll just show you real quick in the video of how to utilize this website, because there's a lot here. So these are all of the, let's just break it down by blue ability runes, skill runes. These are all the blue ones. But if you come over here, you can see how to get. So there's ones that are only drops. There's ones that you can buy, and there's ones only from synthesis. And this is how you get them. Oh, and you can also filter over here if you want it to be a link rune, or maybe you just want your skill runes. There's other things on here that you can only get from the guild. Chaos mission rewards. This is a great tool, and thanks to Ziri from the Twitch chat the other day for sharing this information. It's down in the links down below if you do want to use this tool. Great resource. So that's what I was doing. I was buying every 10 minutes, because this whole process takes anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, and the whole thing is purely random. More times than not, you're going to just get a skill that you could have just bought for 5K. So you're out 10K gold. This is a really great gold sink and a really great thing that I think you should do maybe later on in your journey. I think there's something that's a little bit better to do before you start gambling the synthesis runes. And what I'm talking about here, of course, is the Rune Compendium. You get a lot of buffs from this thing, and if you go into here, let me show you that again just so you can make sure how I got to that interface. Top right menu, you're going to click on your journal button, you're going to click on Compendium, and then you're going to click on Rune Compendium. This is what we're talking about. There's one for uniques as well, but in this video we're talking about runes. So you can go through, and you're going to realize a lot of these are ones you can just straight up buy for 5K gold. So why not get something that's guaranteed? And what's the point in all this? Look at the buffs you get from collecting all of these. And keep in mind, just because you put a skill rune in here, you can take it back out as well. So if it's also a great way to kind of store runes if you want to come back and grab them out of here later on down the road and stuff like that. But I'm mainly thinking about the bonuses that you get. So this is the Rune Compendium Collection Status. These are all the buffs you get just for simply putting in skill runes that you can buy from the vendor. This goes all the way up to 1,300 points, but look at the drop chances you get. And all of this is just going to add up and help you gear and find more loot along the way. Now, also within this Rune Compendium, don't forget you can sort by link runes, rune stones that you get from raids that I'm not going to talk about in this video, but it's a really cool feature. Skill runes, and you can also do the red, green, and blue, and this is how you kind of sort through all that. And all of these, you can buy, well, most of them anyway, you can buy from the vendor and get them pretty easily, I would argue. And each rune that you put in there is 1 point. So you can go through the math and do, you know, whatever 60 times 5,000 is, and that's how much gold that would cost to get, right? Turns out it's about 300,000 gold just to get to the 4th bonus here, which in all honesty, I don't think is that expensive, seeing as how I've spent more than double that. I feel like I could have invested all the gold that I've been investing into synthesizing and gambling. I should have invested into this. So if I could go back in time, that's what I would have done differently. I would have taken all that gold that I was just using to gamble and put it into this first. And then once I'm at a place where I'm happy with my rune collection and these bonuses that I get, then I can just synth the 3 runes every 10 minutes and burn 15k gold every 10 to 20 minutes. That, I feel like the synthesis is more of something you want to do later on in your journey as opposed to early on. But again, that's just one man's opinion. And let me know down in the comments, what do you think is the best strategy for spending gold? Do you think I'm onto something here? If you found this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that red button and turn it gray so then you're subscribed to the channel. If you want to take it one step further, feel free to drop a super thanks or become a channel member. Both help me out in more ways than one, and I'll be eternally thankful. Also, if you haven't joined our Discord, maybe now's the time. Hopefully we're going to have a chat with you soon. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.